Hi, I'm Jennifer Stockberger, and this is the 2024 Ford Ranger. The 24 Ranger was a redesign, but as we've said, maybe 70% of a redesign. It's a bit more than a freshening, but a little shy of a full redesign in that the main powertrain, a 270 horsepower, 2.3-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, carries over from the 2023 version. If you didn't know, Consumer Reports purchases all our test cars. It gives us the consumer experience that you get, but it also means that we're not getting any special treatment, any tweaking of the vehicles we're getting. And our XLT four-cylinder 2.3-liter pickup stickered at $42,960, and that includes $1,595 destination charge and $1,770 of XLT and advanced towing options. Another cool thing is that there will be a 405 horsepower 3-liter twin-turbo V6 in a Ranger Raptor. It's super exciting because the Raptor has brought excitement to other Ford products. We expect it will do so for the Ranger as well. It'll be easy to recognize because the venerable Ford oval will be replaced by a large Ford logo across the grille. This potent power plant will require premium fuel and benefit from a slightly larger gas tank, and will come with four-wheel drive. Similar to the Bronco Raptor, it also gets a reinforced frame and upgraded suspension, which includes increased travel and 33-inch tires, a bit more reasonable than the Bronco Raptor's massive 37s. And for whatever powertrain you choose, all will come equipped with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And while the Ranger is considered a world truck, the version for North America will again be built in Michigan. And if you're looking for an extended cab version of the Ranger, it does not exist anymore. It's only available as a crew cab. One of the things we like best about the 2.3 turbocharged 4 is the good power delivery and quick shifts. But as we've seen with other vehicles, when there's a lot of gears to choose from, as with this 10-speed, sometimes there's confusion as to where the truck wants to be, particularly in conditions like a rolling stop. Most testers also commented on the poor implementation of the stop-start system, in that when you lift off the brake, the truck kind of shudders back to life, prompting many people to want to turn it off. Ford claims a maximum towing capacity of 7,500 pounds, the same as in the 2023, and a maximum payload of 1,805, which is slightly down from the maximum in the old extended cab version. And for the Raptor, towing capacity is 5,510 pounds. The chassis includes an upgraded steel frame, an addition of 2 inches in both the wheelbase and the track width, which Ford says adds stability, but also opens up some cargo space in the bed, much better for loading a piece of plywood or loading an ATV. This change also allowed the suspension geometry to be reconfigured, but we would not say that change helped the ride quality much, if at all. Single impacts are still clearly felt in the cabin, and when there's multiples, the cabin easily gets unsettled. A similar problem to other trucks of this size is that the Ranger's tall enough that it requires a step up into, but it's not tall enough to warrant having a running board to step up onto. What's missing on the driver's side is a grab handle to help you get in. You end up grabbing the wheel to give you the leverage to get in. The Ranger's an interesting combination of technology we would expect from an older vehicle combined with new tech. And the first being, it has a real key. I can't tell you how many times our testers threw the fob into the console, only to remember you need to actually put the key into the ignition to get the truck started. The Ranger also has what we call a traditional shifter, a PRNDL straight shifter, nothing complicated or confusing. Nicely, it also has hard buttons for the climate controls, but you have to go into the screen to get automatic climate. Combine all of that with Ford's portrait-style touchscreen, which works, but it puts some of the operations rather low because it's long and lean, but it does have really good Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. In terms of fit and finish, the Ranger does have a lot of hard plastics, but that's something you might expect from a mid-size pickup. But Ford definitely made some attempts to make it more palatable, with things like textured trim at the front edge of the upper dash, stylized air vents, and some contrasting stitching on the door and center armrests. We were also really glad to have a leather steering wheel, but we expect that at this price. They tried to do a lot of different textures and patterns in this truck to help make it feel less monotonous, but the more you look at it, the busier it starts to feel. It's in line for a pickup truck, but it definitely is trying to strike a balance between serviceable and pleasing. As with any seat, if it fits you, it fits you. But the nice thing in the Ranger is you have power adjustability and lumbar to tailor it to what you like. Most people did find it comfortable, including myself. It lacks a bit of bolstering up by the shoulders, but most people found it relatively comfortable. One great thing about this Ranger is that it also has power seat adjustment on the passenger side. In terms of rear seat comfort, one thing this truck does not lack for is room. There's plenty of headroom, tons of knee room. I'm sitting behind what would be my driving position, but even if someone were taller in front of me, got plenty of knee space. There's even good space under the front seat for your feet. The biggest objection for people in the back was the very upright seat back. Typical of a pickup, but not that pleasing. The seats do have relatively good height and thigh support. Comparing to other pickups in this class, rear seat passengers in the Ranger are probably going to be more comfortable than in the Colorado or the Tacoma. In terms of driving position, most people were quite happy. Again, assisted mainly by the power adjustments on the seat, but also the tilt and telescoping steering wheel. There was also plenty of knee room. A lot of people complain when the console hits their knee. It doesn't happen in this truck. For visibility, this square vehicle, it's quite good. We're so used to sloping sedans and sloping SUVs that when you get a square shape like this, it's quite refreshing. There are two key reference points that you can see that I really appreciated. One is the front of the hood in front, and the other is the top of the bed in rear. They're both really helpful for parking and maneuvering. In terms of safety, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection and highway speed automatic emergency braking are both standard for the Ranger. A couple of consumer favorites and recommended technologies for CR, blind spot warning and rear cross traffic warning, are unfortunately just optional. Other optional features include lane centering assists, rear automatic emergency braking, automatic high beams, and sign recognition. Active parking assistance and trailer assistance, which coach the driver on how to maneuver a trailer, are also available. Of course, the extra cargo space will be a welcome addition for any pickup. But the Ranger also got some nice features that maybe were adapted from its big brother, the F-150, including the addition of power outlets in the bed that are great for anybody who's using it as a work truck for equipment or camping gear, and some workbench type features like a cutout for a vise and a measurement tool right on the tailgate. Overall, our impressions of the 2024 Ranger are a mixed bag. While there are improvements, are they in the right areas to make it competitive in a rather competitive group? Of course, we will be putting it through our full battery of over 50 tests, and we'll let you know how it fares. For more on pickups, go to consumerreports.org.